Hello, everybody. Today, we followed the trail of monsters from tabletop legends to iconic moments in film, television, and games. Let's grab our dice and roll for initiative. Let's jump into the conversation. Hello, everybody. I'm Blue. That's Michelle, and that's Kate. Today, we're talking Dungeons and Dragons creatures, original creatures that have crossed over into mainstream television, video games, and film. Now, I'm going to step back from being the host, and I'm going to let Kate take the hosting seat so that way she
Since
can run
when?
this episode.
What the fuck?
Go ahead, Kate.
I didn't ask for this. What the
Yes,
fuck?
you
You,
did.
didn't discuss this with me. What the fuck?
I know. Got to keep
Tacit
you on your
agreement.
toes.
I don't like this.
Wah.
Is this because this was my idea?
Yes.
Yeah,
Fucking
You
hell.
should have seen this coming.
exactly. Oh, Rocket saw it coming and he said, yeah, go for it.
Oh my goodness. All right. So basically, I got this idea because, just finished watching the final season of a very good show, in my opinion, Stranger Things, which they bring in a lot of D&D references, including, the references of basically a lot of the villains and the monsters that are in this show. Now, I'll be nice and not spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the show, but if you haven't seen it, what rock are you living under? So
Big
one of them that is mentioned in the show is called a mind flayer, and that is a particular lovely monster with tentacles.
Tentacles. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There
It
is.
is
There's the mind flare from
Stranger Things.
But this is what the mind flare looks like in D&D.
I like his cape. It's super cool.
Now, it is a lawful evil creature. They do quite a few different things. They are quite the spellcaster. So if you're going to try and to defeat this one, you're going to have to make sure you have resistance to magic, because it will fuck you up.
Yeah.
It will fuck you up
I mean,
bad.
you got to roll at least a 16 or above.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely is that's definitely true. But it's not just in Stranger Things. The original Final Fantasy had a boss that you had to fight. And this is a concept art, but there's the cute little fella.
Oh, he is cute. He's got
He's
some
so
very
adorable.
complimentary jewelry.
I like his little wand that he carrying around with his wizard
He's
staff.
got a little knife at the end.
It's so
Little
cute.
sticky stabby.
I just
little
want to
stabby
pet him on his
stab.
head and tell him good boy.
You want that for yourself.
Listen, any little praise I can get. Go ahead, Kate.
I like that one. That one was a good one.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure the Wi-Fi is working out. So yeah, it's not just Final Fantasy that lovely creature shows up, and when I say Final Fantasy, it's been in pretty much all Final Fantasy, and they're still a bitch to defeat either way. They've shown up in Baldur's Gate. They've shown up in quite a few different RPG video games. But the most popular one so far that they have shown up in was Stranger Things, considering that was one of the main baddies. That was, the thing that was calling the shots, as you will, without giving too much spoiler.
Yeah.
He
And
looks
if you
like the bad guy, the Star Wars Kit Fisto.
you're right.
Hey, that's not yours.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
Kit
No,
Fisto.
Now-
you're not thinking about Kit Fisto. You think about the other guys who got the tentacles in front of their face.
Although
Well,
this one,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this particular creature, though, there is arguments of whether it is an original D&D character because it was influenced by a particular author by the name of Lovecraft.
Oh, I
H.P.
love that.
Lovecraft.
However,
Cthulhu.
That's who he's been modeled after.
although Cthulhu did show up in the first edition of D&D until copyright issues, but then he was recently brought back. So,
Eventually those pesky copyright issues go away.
mm,
What is it, 120 years?
Something like that.
something, give or take.
Rocket is
So-
really invested in this little piece of string.
All right, so the next one I'm going to talk about is this lovely creature right here called a mimic.
Here we go. I got the picture right here.
If you turn it sideways.
Got a big
Now-
tongue.
Yeah, just don't let it grab you. And yes, it will use that tongue to pull you in and eat you.
No comment.
I like the purple tongue on that one though. Like, I feel like it just makes it a little bit mischievous.
It definitely looks like it ate like a whole bag of berry flavored Skittles.
Oh my god.
Or what were the thing like the little candies that turn your mouth colors?
Airheads.
That's quite a few. It's quite a few.
Fun Dip. Fun Dip.
Was it fun?
Oh, I forgot about
Fun
those.
Dip.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Fun Dip used to turn your tongue funky colors.
All
Fun
right.
Dip.
So the mimic is a neutral monster. It is a shapeshifter. Unfortunately, you're, going through the dungeon, you see a chest and you're thinking, ooh, treasure. Well, that might be the last thing you think of because it will turn into that lovely thing and gobble you up.
Usually put you back to the start of the level.
And sometimes, but then sometimes, like in video games, it will kick your ass if you are not experienced with how to handle said monster. Fire usually is a good thing to use against them.
Fire.
But-
Fire.
Fire
They
works well
are-
against a lot of things.
Yes. But they are in a lot of video games that I have played. Most of the Tales of series. Of course, Final Fantasy, however, they didn't show up until 9, but it was 12 that they show up a little different than your normal chess-looking thing. They showed up more as a bug. And one particular bug, the Mimic Queen, who you had to fight, which, let me tell you, that was quite the pain in the ass fight to deal with.
Is it metal or jeweled?
It's like a jeweled metal. It's found in the mine in this particular game, and it's it's basically you have to fight it to get your way out of said mine that you're trapped in. So,
Yeah. No.
and there's little versions of it that Oh, and that is from Borderlands 3. You find out really quick what vending machines were not vending machines that you can attack and get money out of, because they would turn around and attack you instead.
Yeah, they got little guns, little arm guns.
And little unhappy face.
Yeah, he's very angry.
I want
And of
arm
course,
guns.
of course,
You have
Tiny
you have
Tina.
hands and fingers. You can operate a real gun.
Of course, there was also a Tiny Tina DLC for Borderlands 2 that had the same concept, but they decided to add arms into said chest, which made it even look creepier. So, yes, Mimic has been around. It hasn't changed much on style. They're still a pain in the ass, regardless of what they look like. There's that cutie.
I want to boop its nose.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like the book of creatures that Hagrid has everybody get.
Necronomicon.
No, the book of creatures in Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Because it tries to eat people if you don't stroke its spine.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of the freaking creature now. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think
The
of
book of
it.
magical creatures.
Yeah. So, all right. And the very last one we're going to talk about that shows up in quite a bit of different video games and a movie that I was actually reminded of. We're going to talk about a beholder.
I'm gonna put up the picture for the movie because this is my favorite one.
Yes, I totally forgot about these guys. These are basically the concept of a beholder, only this one has two eyes instead of just one creepy eye.
This one's got multiple eyes on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does, but I'm saying the original concept.
Take the outside out and just look at the face, the two eyes and the mouth and the nose on that one. It was basically Chewbacca.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go back one.
She wants you to go back to the Big Trouble Little China.
Just take everything else out of it.
And just add fur.
And just add fur instead of crazy eyeballs. It's Chewbacca.
Oh my goodness.
You cannot see my eyes rolling, thank goodness.
I just, wow.
You're welcome.
So yes, that one is from Big Trouble in Little China. It is an 80s movie. It is just it's an awesome movie.
It tanked at the box office, but it's lived on in cult.
Yes.
Yes.
In cult infamy.
Cult.
So these are different various beholders of D&D. They all have a different ability, but they all pretty much are a pain in the ass regardless.
Do you remember the Stephen King novel that turned into an 80s short movie called The Langoliers?
Yes, they look very much like Langoliers.
And ate time as it passed through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one I don't recall. I'll have to find it.
The Langoliers.
These are also a lawful evil one as well.
So explain to us what a lawful evil is.
Basically, they are pretty much will ruin your day. They don't care. They're going to just fucking destroy anything and everyone.
Okay.
Whereas the neutral is kind of like they're not good, they're not bad, they're just, in a case of a mimic, they're just mischievous. They're a fucking fae.
Okay. So they're petty and cruel. Got it.
So let me just clarify a little bit, because when you're talking about lawful or chaotic, like there's chaotic, lawful, good, and evil. So in the D&D realm, there's structure and there's chaos inside of a structure.
There's a structure to everything.
So chaos pretty much destroys everything.
Right. So you're talking about like lawful good. Like a lawful, who's an idea of a lawful good character?
A knight in shining armor, a paladin.
Okay, so then you have your lawful or your chaotic good. So I prefer to assign myself if when I'm doing something, I am chaotic good. So
I'd say you're more chaotic neutral, but okay.
Okay, whatever.
I am not going there.
So when you're talking about like lawful,
I am not.
Lawful where rules matter, and your neutral is balance and flexibility. Like they'll pick a side, and then you have your like evil.
And they're just evil.
They're just
I mean,
evil.
they're
Well,
like a villain. They're a Disney villain.
Yeah, you have your chaotic good, you have your chaotic neutral, your chaotic evil, your lawful good. You're not really going to see many lawful evils, but you might see some lawful neutrals.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm just gonna be a mage and cast fireball and fuck everything up.
Okay, Will.
Doofus.
He's a sorcerer. He's not a mage.
No, he's Will the wizard.
No, he's Will the sorcerer.
Well,
Come
now,
final
yes.
season. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
So
thanks. Good job.
And that was the last one that you had, right, Kate?
Yep.
Okay. So I went down the path of I love the idea of playing D&D when I was little, and there were lots of things that I found interesting that as an adult, things from D&D got merged into like colloquial words that we all say. We may not realize that they're part of a D&D kind of structure or culture. So Blue shouted one out at the beginning. Roll for initiative. Like that is something I hear, we're going to roll for it using the decision that's left to chance.
And let me tell you, some of the I did D&D back in middle school, and some of the campaigns I went through, some of the things that we had rolled for was kind of like, are you really going to roll for that? Seriously?
Yeah.
This game is pretty much your use of imagination. Dungeon Master gives you, this is what's going on, this is what's about to happen. What are you going to do?
I truly believe that playing D&D as a young teen, it forces you to think and act quickly and
I agree.
Come up with like quick thinking, critical thinking skills.
I agree.
To me,
I still find it funny though that back in the 80s it was very much viewed upon as kids summoning, devil or whatever, and it's like, really?
Yeah. So my second thing is a natural 20 or a nat 20, shorthand for like a perfect outcome. People use it for job interviews, first dates, clutch moments. Basically, like that was a nat 20.
And 20s are good because, that's the type of dice that you had was a D20.
Yeah, when you rolled a natural 20, like that was like, oh, wow, perfect.
I've only ever seen a nat 20 done once.
Same.
I've seen it a few times.
I may have seen it once or twice.
But I had a friend growing up. He was, I'm not gonna put the stigma on him, but he was an uber nerd. And one day somebody was like screwing with him, and I walked over and I just knocked the fucker out. And he looked at me and he goes, "Dude, that was like a nat 20." I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
So the third one on my list, originally tabletop D&D jargon, but is now a pretty common term, critical fail.
Yep. That is a very common term in a lot of the video games now, not just RPGs, but even shooter games. They have
even in life.
Yeah, a lot of people. So that's what I'm saying. Like you hear these people say them in real life situations, but don't realize where they came from.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is one of the biggest crossover terms.
Okay.
It can be used for anything, but it mainly started with D&D tabletop gaming a long ass time ago. Level up.
Yeah. You do it every time you gain a new age. You level up.
Yeah.
Level up.
We don't get older, we level up.
Yep.
I'm a level 51 chaotic good. Don't judge me. I am not chaotic neutral. Well, you know what? Yes, I am chaotic neutral. Yeah.
And just for the record, for
Level 40
everyone to know
Level
that
44 barbarian.
this tabletop game has been out since the 70s, the late
Yes.
70s. That this is how old this game is, and it has popularized like more ways than one.
I remember sitting at my best friend's dining room table with a piece of cardboard like this with my notes for the campaign because I was a dungeon master. We'll get
Okay,
into that. in a minute.
I'm gonna openly admit this. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons.
You'd be good
It's
at it
okay.
because you've got that kind of your brain goes to, because your imagination has to be a big part of it, because you're just sitting in a room and you have this dungeon master who is giving you the setting, like, okay, you are in a dark cave, around you see sparkling gems on the wall, you are
Are they
surrounded by
sparkling if it's dark?
because the flames from the fire torches that you're holding.
Well, you didn't say I was holding a torch.
Or they could be luminescent.
Bioluminescent gems. Don't judge me. I'm the DM here.
I have so many
Anyway.
questions.
Honestly, I can see Blue being like freaking Howard on Big Bang Theory when he was the dungeon master.
Yes. Yes.
A fungus grows from the ground that looks surprisingly like Al Pacino. You're playing D&D. You're playing D&D. This whole apartment is playing
So
D&D.
number 5. This is number 5 in the scale of things. Something that shows up in a lot of fandom discussions, morality debates, alignment, character alignment. When you're talking about D&D characters, this was something that was done back in the 70s and 80s, where you had to create your alignment chart, your sheet for your character with all of their information. Like, you had to basically, like, things had to match up. You had to make sure that your what is your Kate, help me with the words that I'm trying to think of. Like, what's your damage score?
Okay.
Those kind of things. So there's alignment, and people will still call out alignment for character analysis.
Yeah.
Not a great one, but
I mean, character analysis is always a big point.
mm-hmm. So this one I was not familiar with, but I put it on the list because it was high on the list of things that I researched. Tank, from tabletop and RPGs and MMOs, movies, everyday speech for someone who takes all the hits.
Yeah.
Glass cannon, a character who hits hard but goes down fast.
Those are usually like the wizards and whatnot, the magic users, because if they have some powerful spells, they'll hit you hard, but their
the
defense is
like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
I prefer more the
tanks.
I prefer more the tanks.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
they're
know,
good to have in your
like a barbarian.
In your, good to have a tank or 4 in your group so you can throw them in front of the party.
Release the tanks.
So this one leads us to number 8. Originally tabletop, now common in gaming cultures, and humor about massive group failures. The party wipe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had one of those happen before in a campaign, which
you have to roll 16 or higher to complete this quest. All right, let's roll. And you roll a 2.
Everybody's dead.
Everybody dies.
Now, I particularly, when I Dungeon Master DM'd, I would constantly try to come up with ways to kill everybody. And it was not a
Of
favorite
course you
of the
would. Of
people that
course
I
you
played
would.
with. I would
Well,
have
because, you're
massive
basically a
booby
psychopath.
traps. I am.
That
I would
tracks.
have massive booby traps. Like I would say, okay, if they take this left hand, I would give them a Y. You know, they're in the forest. They have a Y. You can go left or right. Which one do you go? Like knowing full well that if they chose left, that is going to lead them to their imminent doom. Because I'm a terrible person. But anyway, I digress. Number
There's nothing
9.
wrong with it.
DM or dungeon master as a verb. People say things like I'll DM this trip, or I'm gonna DM this meeting to guide or control the flow. I don't hear that as often, but that was number 9 on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hear that as much.
I've never heard it in my day-to-day life, so.
And usually
Yeah.
the dungeon masters are either one of those people you despise or really really love them kind of thing, cuz yeah, depending on it how much they want to wreck your day.
Yeah.
Yep. So the last one I had never heard of, which is probably why it's in the number 10 spot,
Okay.
is That's a Trap. Popularized by fantasy and sci-fi media, but rooted in dungeon crawling logic. Now a meme and a warning phrase.
I
Okay.
mean,
Wait a minute.
honestly, I've heard That's a Trap a lot because
Right.
it's said a lot when you're playing the campaign. When I'm playing a video game and it's like, oh, that's a trap.
Wait a minute. The line is, it's a trap, and it's said by Admiral Akbar.
That's a different thing, Sweet Pea. Different thing.
This is not my game. This is not my game.
So I have some fun facts, some D&D fun facts.
Okay.
Hold on. So D&D didn't invent fantasy tropes, it standardized them. That's why elves, dwarves, and dragons feel the same across a lot of different media.
Okay. I mean, I still feel some type of way about the elves and the Hobbit, but
yeah. Critical hits were an optional rule at first. Now they're one of the most iconic parts of the game. Hit points aren't just health. They represent luck, endurance, morale, and near misses, not just physical damage.
Well, before, but they've changed that a bit with the more 5th edition. So, and we're currently on the 5th edition.
So 2 more. D&D normalized collaborative storytelling. There's no single author. The story belongs on the table to the table.
I agree.
Okay. I understand that one.
Mm-hmm. And the final piece is dungeon master related. The dungeon master is part referee, part storyteller, and part chaos manager.
Yeah. No.
Very true.
Can confirm.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you have some familiarity with other, let's just call them lifestyles, there is what's known as a DM drop.
Okay.
Where you burn out, like you just like it's a lot of effort and it's a lot of like quick thinking, constant for several hours, and by the time you're done, you just need a break. You need you need aftercare, basically.
I mean, The
I
Yeah.
wouldn't doubt it.
the dungeon master's role is kind of a lot more than being, one of the characters and everything. So I can agree to that. I've never
Mhm.
done the dungeon master because that's a lot of effort to put in, and you
Me
have to factor
personally,
in
just sit there
everything.
with the graph. I have graph paper, like pieces of graph paper taped together, so I can fold it out and figure out like what does this world that I'm creating look like? What does left lead to? What does right lead to? Is this a cave? What's in the cave? Where all the different pieces are. So
What's
as
going to
everything
happen when you
is,
roll for this or roll for
yeah,
that? And
yeah,
yeah,
where the
exactly.
monsters are going to live.
It's
So, having
very
that
in
in front
depth.
of you, that's why you have to have
Very.
your little tabletop divider so you can see it and they can't, because I need the map. They don't need the map.
And not all the time does the story stick to the way you want it to, because again, this is all ends
Right.
up what the players want to do. And if the players turn around and throw a wrench into it, you have to be one to quickly change your story,
Yeah. I had
but
one
make it
time
continue
that pissed
flowing.
me off where I had a party who decided they wanted to split up. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm trying to like map this out. Like, okay, they're going left and they're going right. All right. All right. I got
Or you get that one guy who's just like, I cast fireball.
Oh, the one guy who cast fireball and everything.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. We're done.
fuck that guy. That guy's an asshole.
So, but anyway, Kate, that
All
was
right.
a really, really good topic. I enjoyed that because I was a D&D nerd when I was younger. I haven't played in 30 years. So,
The last
Well,
time I played, it wasn't the tabletop, but it was the MMO Neverwinter, and I loved that one. So, yeah.
well, me being somebody who's never played before, I'd if I had the time, I'd love to go and like just observe a game once. Like just observe everybody playing D&D for one time. Just because I think it would be really interesting. And would give me some great ideas if I ever
you should
wanted to do it
sit
myself.
behind the dungeon master as they're kind of wrapping everything together. Like that is
That would blow my mind.
crazy.
Although I will say this, my absolute favorite character in all of D&D is the owl bear.
The owl bear, yeah.
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 I love the owl bear.
You're the owl bear.
Okay. So that about wraps us up for this episode of Cryptid Conversations. Please like, share, and subscribe.
We're begging you, sir.
We're begging you. We need the views. No, not really. But we do this because we have fun doing it. But
right on.
thank you guys so much for watching us. Thank you guys so much for sitting here listening to us for 33 minutes as we geek out the Dungeons and Dragons lore. So,
Yeah, and thanks for throwing me into the hot spot. I so appreciate that.
you're
You're
so
welcome.
welcome. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad. And if you're going to be bad, at least fucking be good at it. We'll
True.
catch you in the next one.